you do not know, I want you to know that I actually have experience in growing hair, so I'm not just talking to talk's sake. I went from ear length to here in the span of many years. Not that I didn't have setbacks and setbacks and setbacks along the way, but I think I have a pretty good handle on my hair, especially after this last setback. Hey guys, this is HOPEsaidit back with another HOPEsaidit Uncut video for you, and I am in my bathroom, so you know this video is about to be about hair. But then you probably saw the title, so never mind to that. Either way, it's about the secret to thick, healthy hair. And before we start, let me give you a caveat though, and a lot of people do not know this, and I know you're probably looking like, hey, what is it? I'm about to do a length check, but who cares? Let's talk about what you need to know before we get into the secret to thick, healthier hair. It's not a magic pill, it's not magic oils or anything like that. It's just things you have to do, regimens, and making sure you have the right products and all that good stuff. But let's talk about thickness itself. What is hair thickness? Thickness comes in two parts. So you have how many hair follicles you have, how many individual hair follicles you have on the top of your hair that is filling with hair and growing. And that's DNA. Okay, you can't make more hair follicles. You can get a hair transplant, but even then they're gonna look for the hair follicles. So even if you have a magic pill, there's not, or they'd be very rich, you can't create more hair follicles. So when people say thicker hair, don't think you're gonna magically have 2 times as much hair on your head. It's just maximizing what you have, your hair follicles, to the best of your abilities. So that's number one, how many hair follicles you have all over your scalp. Number 2 is that individual strand, one individual hair that you have. If you take it off, if you had shed hair and you see it and you really look at it, how thick is that one strand of hair? How thick? And it's gonna be small, but diameter wise, how thick is that one strand of hair? And that's how you get the fine hair, which is, very thin individual hair. And then that's how you get the coarse hair, which is the thicker individual hair. Now, obviously people hit the jackpot when they have coarse, thick individual hair, and then they have a lot of hair follicles on their hair. That's when you get the hair gold people. But some of us are just normal, okay? Maybe you have fine hair, but a lot of hair on your head. Maybe you have coarse hair, but you don't have that many hair follicles on your head. Either way, given what we have, we're gonna maximize and make our hair be the best it can be. So when I say thicker, will you go from thin hair density to coarse hair density? No, but maybe you have some damaged hair follicles. Maybe your hair can be thicker individually, but you're just doing things to wear it thin. So that's what we're gonna make sure of, that no matter what your hair density is, no matter how many hair follicles you have on your scalp, we're making the most of our hair. Okay, and I have this strand out, like I just retwisted my hair a couple days ago. I know it already looks old, but I just retwisted it and I was like, oh, let me do a little semi-length check. And if you've watched, you've seen that when I retwist my hair, it gets real thin and nasty, and then I have to wait for it to thicken up. So it's decent. This one at least is decent because it's been a couple days. So I'm just gonna do a quick length check and then we can go about what I've talked about. You can see the setback video that I did, so you can see that I have come a long ways, okay? So I'm not just talking to talk, I actually have proof of this, okay? So let's get into this length check. This is way better than where I was before, if you guys remember, and I'll link the video, but initially when I started twisting my hair, it was like thick to up to here and then crappy. But now it the fullness, maybe it's a little scraggly a little bit, but the fullness definitely is there. The length probably is there too. Let me get up and actually do a proper length check. Hold up. So you can see that the length is probably where, it's there. I'm sure I would have to trim the ends and stuff, but it is not bad. I'm not mad at it. So I'm growing along. And I just did this because I've been in twists for 2 years, like I said. So people ask how's it going. Here's how it's going. I think it's going good. I'll know in December for sure, where I am with length and all that other stuff and whatever. So we'll see for sure then. But also, if you do not know, I want you to know that I actually have experience in growing hair. So I'm not just talking to talk's sake. I went from ear length to here in the span of many years. Not that I didn't have setbacks and setbacks and setbacks along the way, but I think I have a pretty good handle on my hair, especially after this last setback. So what would I classify my hair as? Well, let me see if I can get a shed here real quick. Okay, so actually and I know you can't see this and I'm not really trying to zoom in so you can, but the actual individual strand is not too coarse. I wouldn't say it's like ridiculously thick like a thread or anything like that. I think it's just normal. I just have normal density. It's not necessarily fine and wispy. It's just your regular hair. It's not super coarse or anything, you know, whatever. It's just a regular strand of hair. Now, I probably have more hair follicles around my head than the average bear, but is my hair like super thick and super dense? I wouldn't say so. Like I said, thickness is subjective, right? So let me go ahead and twist this back so I can actually get back to how you guys can grow thick hair. Okay, so for real, the secret to thicker, healthier hair, given the DNA stuff we already talked about, first of all, is to nourish your scalp and hair. Sounds simple enough, but you have to have a clean scalp. That's where your hair is growing from. And you have to stimulate blood in the area to help it out a little if you want to. Now, I'm not the best at this. I can clean the scalp and all that good stuff, but you know, I don't always like oiling my scalp. I don't always like, I have all the things. I have like a hair massager. You turn it on and it's like, ugh. So, you know, you can put some oil in it, one that preferably has, you know, peppermint oil, tea tree oil, and all that good stuff. But yeah, I have this. I have a hair massager. I need to probably use it more. It feels good. And you can tell it's like getting the blood flow everywhere. I just don't want to, I guess. I need to have a nightly routine because there's so many things I need to do, you know, like, oh, make sure to do this to my face and blah, 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 whatever. But I just don't. But that's part of the stimulating the scalp, nourishing your scalp with washing it and making sure it's clean. That's where the bed of your hair is. That's the root. So you want to have a clean foundation. And then obviously stimulating the blood in the areas so that you can promote growth in that way as well. Next is to have a balanced nutrition. What you put inside your body is so important. So I'm not big on pills. I have tried the hair gummies. I have hair gummies and obviously I still have them. So I'm not that great at taking them, but I do have hair gummies. I have fenugreek. I even have a video about the fenugreek and all that stuff. You can use fenugreek oil, blah, blah, blah. But I just like to internalize some of this, like, you know, drinking water, have my fenugreek tea, make sure I have my vitamin D and vitamin B as well. People focus on biotin so much, but if you have a vitamin D deficiency, yeah, your hair is kaput. Like, you just have to make sure you have all of those vitamins because that builds upon your hair's protein and that makes sure that your hair is the best ever. But fenugreek tea, absolutely 2 thumbs up. I've been slacking a little in taking it, but just make sure that your diet is good. You can't eat all these fatty foods and these sugary foods and expect your hair somehow to be nourished and flourishing. So drink your water. Speaking of water, make sure to hydrate and moisturize your hair. When I say hydrate, I mean more of the internal layers of the hair. The hair has many layers. So the internal layers, that's where you hydrate. That's where it holds. That's like the structure of the hair. And the outer layer, the cuticle, is where we're talking about moisturizer. So just making sure that internally and externally, you have that moisture and hydration of the hair because that's gonna maximize the hair's elasticity. We talked about all of this and the moisture protein balance. If you're lost, I have a hair playlist for you. So just scroll through and watch whatever hair video you wanna learn about. So things like the lock moisture method, hello, I preach that all the time. Still valid in this situation. You gotta make sure your hair is tip-top if you want it to be thicker. Another way you can maximize the health of your hair is to treat your hair gently. I have to now treat my hair like silk. And I know hairstylists hate this, but finger detangle, I'm sorry. You know, I tried the Denman brush thing and that's cool. Like when I get it silk pressed, they'll use it, but just every day, I feel like I'm ripping through my hair. It just doesn't work for me. Maybe I'm a little too heavy handed, I don't know, but I just really am gentle with my hair on wash day. I'm not, you know, over manipulating it even throughout the week and stuff like that. That's why I have my twist and I leave it be. So I don't even try to touch it that much. I just try to leave it alone, let it do its thing, and that's that. Next is protect your hair. I've been in this protective style, y'all, not because I think it's cute. Let's be clear. These last 2 years have been about health and self-care for me. So no, this is not about, oh, I think twists are cute now, I want to get out of twist. But I needed to protect my hair. I was just like, I need to protect it from myself, protect it from the elements, protect it from just anything. Like twist is a great protective style, I feel. I'll see more in December when I straighten it to see, you know, how it really is faring. But even when I take it out, retwist it and everything, I can just see it's retaining the growth, it's thickening up because it's healthier, the strands are healthier, you know, things like that. So no, did I gain more hair follicles on my hair? I did not. But the limp ones, the hair that was womp womp, is now, I don't know why that's like, okay. Don't worry about my sound effects, but it's just better. And when it's better, it looks thicker. You can also maximize your hair's thickness by trimming it. I know that has been a controversial topic for some people. I don't necessarily have a hard regimen for trimming my hair. Mind you, I'm in twist, so I mean, I'm not that strict with much right now. But even with my twist, I will, you know, I'll see the straggly ends and be like, yeah, no, and cut some of those ends off. And I've been cutting for more thickness anyway. Like, you know, I've been growing out the straggly parts one by one and cutting it, you know, as it goes. So although I don't have a standard 6 to 8 weeks, every 2 or 3 times that I retwist my hair, that's when I say, okay, these ends are looking a little pathetic. And I just, you know, just a little bit, because I'm just waiting for the actual professionals to do it. But at least I look and seek and destroy and kind of make sure I don't have any splits in there. So that is my method. And just make sure that you're trimming those nasty ends, because when it splits, it can split all the way up the hair shaft. So you just want to cut it off before it does damage to the rest of your hair. Health over length always. So next is to avoid harsh chemicals. And you know me, listen, I'm not hating on any relaxed people. You know, I used to be relaxed. I used to be Tex-Lax. I don't hate, I went natural because I'm lazy. I have a video on that as well. But just know that even if you do use relaxers, then you need to be careful. You need to make sure that you're using proteins to strengthen those bonds that you have broken down. Also, if you color your hair, that's really harsh on your hair, especially if you're adding bleach. So just make sure that the chemicals you use, even if it's not drastic chemicals, if it's harsh shampoo or harsh ingredients in your conditioner, that could play a part as well. So just don't do anything too harsh for your strands. Well, this next one is a hard one. Practice patience and consistency. And I know, just like working out, like once I do one workout, I'm like, where's my abs? You know, but hair is the same way. It's not overnight. Like even these twists, I see now, like if I watch my old video, I'm like, well, I came a long way, but the day-to-day didn't feel like that. I was like, oh my gosh, like why did my hair cut off and all this other stuff? Now I think I'm in a better place. I'm like, okay, I think it worked. I'm seeing my progress because I was patient. I mean, you have to be. What are you gonna do? Cry and it's gonna grow faster? It's not. So just no offense, get over it. And so after you get all your feels out the way, be consistent in a regimen. Say, here's how I'm gonna get it back to health, and stick with that. Don't then start changing and this and that, and that, you know, that's too much. Stick with something, see what's working, pivot. Stick with that, see if it works, and then pivot. If it's working, keep it. Don't then say, oh, squirrel, I'm gonna start doing this on my hair. Why? If it's working, keep it that way. And I think we get comfortable, especially when your hair is in good health already. You just start getting bored and you're like, yeah, maybe I should try this. It'll get even thicker. Ooh, then you're in setback land. So just know that patience and consistency. Once you get a regimen, stick with it. There's no need to change something that's not broken. Ooh, Lord, and this next one, manage your stress. That's really what took my hair out 2 years ago. Seriously, I mean, I just did not manage my stress. There's a lot that happened. Y'all know my dad passed away. COVID was going on, work was crazy. Like there were just a lot of things that I was really focused on everybody else, and my hair got the absolute back end. Like I did not care a thing about my hair, and once I did kind of come to, my hair was like, child, we already gone. So that's what happened. You just have to manage your stress, because stress strips your hair of those nutrients. And so you just have to make sure that even if you have a rough day or something, that's when you work out and take your stress out on that. You have to have a way to release the stress, or it's just gonna stay in your body and come out in different forms, and that's not what you want. And of course, no one wants to do this, but you need to, if you're in a dire situation, consult a professional. If you legit have scalp issues, if you're like, hey, I might have alopecia, my hair is not growing in this area for a reason, I can't retain my length, if there's a deficiency, if there's this and then this, seek a professional, seek a dermatologist, seek a, what's that other one? A trichologist who specializes in hair and scalp problems. So before you go down a rabbit hole on YouTube and start treating stuff and this and that and taking monostat pills for this and that and then covering it up with onion powder, seek a professional to see if you're not gonna make your situation even worse. So, like I said, all of this should help thicken your hair. Now, it's not gonna add more hair follicles to your scalp, and it's not necessarily going to thicken the individual strand, but it will help nourish and strengthen the strands that you do have, so that any damage that you have in your hair, any lymph noodles that aren't nourished enough, it will come to life and your hair will ultimately thicken up. But there is no magic pill. Oils will help, especially if it's stimulating or stuff like that. But you know, just taper your expectations and know that DNA does play a part. Well, I hope that helped you out. If you have any tips or tricks, be sure to share them with us below, because you're not gonna hoard information here. We're a community and we're gonna help each other out and tell each other the secrets and the goods to getting the hair that we want. If you're lost on anything I said, be sure to check out my hair playlist. I'll link that below and in this video or something, but you guys are smart people, you can research it. Be sure to also subscribe, get your notifications so you know when I post, and obviously follow me on social media. I do daily videos on there, or I just interact daily, but mostly like I'm gonna do a video at least 5 times a week. Okay, that's at HOPEsaidit as well. But yeah, this is HOPEsaidit, marriage, motherhood, hair, and life. If you ever have a video suggestion, don't be afraid to contact me and let me know, either in the comments or on social media or something. Just message me, let me know, and I'll try to help you out in any way I can. Thank you so much. Yeah, have a great day. Bye. Well, this ain't cute. I'm so tired.